Hello, this is Harold, and I would like to show how to use Excel. But before we jump to Excel for now, we will have to know how relational database works in Excel. Now, in Excel, it's like if you have a list, and this list is just like the purpose of this list is like you are just recording the previous purchases that you made before. So in Excel, it's like in computer, it they will locate it based on the Cartesian uh, coordinates. So in row one, it's this one, row one, this. Wait, this is the row one, two, three, four, five, and so on. So for the columns, it's column A, B, C, D. So if the computer, or say the U, locate the location of B5, this one, B5, and column, for example, D6, this D6, A3, D2, and C4. I mean C4, this one. So that's how the computer locates uh, the coordinates of the cell number. I mean cell value. So if we are just, for example, like the formula is equals to A5, it will show pen. It will show pen, yeah, that one. But if you are just using like C4, so it will show 2. Now, uh, now what if we will gonna use like basics sum for now. For the, for using sum, if you would like to know the total price, or is the total cost throughout the purchases, and this column D will be this one. This is on this kind of convention, it's called like a range or array. Array is a list of characters or numbers or maybe strings. So for this one, in column D, all the values on this column D is part of the array. So in sum D, the total will be 10, 20, 26, 28, 33. So 33. Now, and then what if you will gonna use sum ifs? In sum ifs, you are looking for pen. So in pen and sum ifs, like this initial range is for the column, or maybe like the the location of the array of your value that you are looking for. For now, we would like to know the total cost made, or the total cost for pen. So total price of pen, comma, and then the the range where we could find our keyword. The keyword is pen. So where do we locate pen? It's in column A. So range of our keyword, and then the keyword itself. Just keyword pen, keyword. Now, if we apply this in formula, it's sum ifs uh, it's D, and A, and pen. Now, if we will gonna apply that in Excel, now, before we go to Excel, this is the word that I created before, and then you have to go, click this one, and it should be similar to this one. Now, since you are so, like saying like view only, you have to go to file, and then make a copy, and then make a copy. Now, let's go to this one. Okay, this is just you can create a sheet here for practice purposes. You can see add sheet, and if you would like to delete the tab, you could just hover and then click here and then delete. Now, if you would like to copy the table that we have before, prices, quantity, total, and then pen, paper, pen, paper, and then the price 12535. So quantity 51222 and multiply next to. Now, what if, for example, like we just use this same formula that we have. So sum if D. So just highlight this one by pressing this button, or maybe like the cell button for D and comma, and then for the range of our keywords, it is in already in column A, and then pen. Now if you are looking for maybe like paper, or maybe like you have a list of like keywords that you would like to know the total cost of pen, paper. Now, if you just copy this one, it is not efficient because you keep on editing this one. This one is already pen, but for this one, paper. So you have to edit this in paper. So what if there's a lot, maybe like 1,000 or 100? So yeah, it's not efficient. But for this one, um, I will have to remove this string and apply the keyword index of our pen, or the keyword that we are looking for. This one, and voila. And the formula is versatile. Now, what if the list is similar to this one? Now, this one is we are making an audit 725. So, for pen, paper, and cup. Now, how you would gonna apply the summits? So, summits, and column D, column A, and this one. But if paste it here, it shows 0. Why is that? Because you did not apply locking mechanism of our range and also our keyword, because this one, it is referencing like J3, but here it's correct J3, but what are the wrong equation, or we could say formula that we use? For this one, we are using DDAA, but when we apply the formula next to this one, it's E and B. So that's why we have to use the locking mechanism. So now we have to go back here. Now, if we apply, since this one like A1, we apply $sign before our letter, it will always be consistent within this column. As if we apply, like for example, like $2, it will always, this one, it will always be consistent to a formula. And same thing with like if we apply $sign of all signs, I mean like both letter and number, it will always, not one but two. So it will always refer to this one. So no, I mean like since this is already lock A to lock A. So but you also lock the row. So since you already lock, uh, only this cell will be the location, or we can say like just a lock of that cell. The rest of the column A won't be included. Like for this one, let me give an example. If we apply lock, you can apply lock by pressing F4. Press F4 for lock. Okay. If we apply lock here, yeah, it's always apply here, but it wasn't okay. For the range, if you just apply the range, it's just like if we press F4, it's only lock or not lock. So if we press lock here, should be this one. But as you can see, the pointer it doesn't pointing towards to the paper, but instead to pen. So if you remove the 3, it's still not correct because as you can see it's J3. It's pointing towards J3. But if we apply this one, but if we, for example, like if we copy this formula to this below this one, and it's pointing towards 4, it should be J3. That's why you have to keep on be aware of where you will gonna copy and where is the source of that formula. Now for this one, instead of putting J in of the locking mechanism, we will just lock 3, since because our uh, our keywords were already located or lined up in column 3. So column 3, lock 3, and it will apply here and here. So it's similar to this one, and also this one. Why this one did not break out? Because the convention of the keywords is similar to the list of keywords as well. So that's why it did not break up, and also like um, all the values that we are also referencing are also a steady column, so it's consistent. But what if like what I did before, like paste it in the column H, and as you can see, like it breaks up. But if we would like to apply this formula in column H, it should be lock column lock the column F, and then lock the range of the list. Most of the time, if you have to lock uh, the keyword, you have to lock the location of that list of keywords. And for the value, it depends on this one. But for now, we will have to lock this one so that we will get the value. But if on this one, like instead of we would like to know the total price here, this one is the total shipping plus price. And I will have to add maybe like plus 6 here. And now how we would gonna apply this one if we just lock all the range, and it doesn't match. As you can see, it's working, but uh, like there's an error, like it's not syntax, but I forgot the term, like I forgot the different different errors in computer, like syntax, runtime. I forgot the other. Semantics. Okay, because in computer error, there are syntax, there's runtime and semantics. The syntax is like the formula itself did not work. For the runtime, it's like it keeps on running until your memory crashes. But for the semantics, like the formula, it's working similar to this one. But if you have to investigate further, the logic doesn't make sense. So this one, it's logic. The most common errors in Excel is this one and this one, syntax and semantics. So we have to check or correct this one. Instead of locking the value, I press F4 to unlock this one and copy and paste here. So if we copy in here, and let's see it's correct. Okay, let us check pen. In pen, it's this one, 12 and 11. So it's correct, 23. You can see it here, 23. Paper, 16, 8, 24. It's correct, right? Now, we will level up our challenge start now. Now, this one is Q. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. When it comes in the corporate world, Q1 is equivalent to January to March. Q2 it's April to June. Q3 it's July to September. Q4 it's October to December. So on this one, this is the demo sales, and as you can see, like the list is not consistent. So if you would like to edit this one, there's an error. This is what we call like maybe like syntax error, because these import rates is just like keeps on updating every second or maybe every minute. So this one, if you would like to add filter or sorting function and you would like to sort this one, and it won't work. That's why the import range is very powerful tool to know, because one is like uh, it will keep any malicious edit of this data, and also to minimize error, and also like you have only one source of truth of data, and you won't have to like edit in multiple places. Like for example, like this tab uh, is like it's very useful that you have to keep on using in multiple Excel or maybe Google Sheets. Like for example, like on this one, my previous job, as you can see, like this one are very crucial. So you have to lock all of those data. Now let's go back to this one. Now, so since it is very time consuming if you just copy and search manually all of these ones, and also like what if like some ifs, since some ifs this one, and this product, and why I enter one, this one is just a placeholder. If I press enter and then edit again, delete the number one and then press the product one, and yeah, as you can see, and then do the same thing with uh, the February and March. So as you can see, it's very um, it's also it's possible, but it's not efficient to me. So we could just add new columns here, add columns, Q1, let me copy, much better. Okay, so if we will just sum this one, it's pretty neat, right? Sum, I shit. Sum, this one, okay. Sum for Q3. I wait, that's 2025. We are looking for 2024. for Q4 2024 and 12. Now for Q1, this one, Q2, 46, Q3, 79, 10, 12, 1, 3, sound, 4, 6. And then copy and paste and voila. It's easy now. Some ifs. This one and this one. Wait. Why? How could I do that magically? Some ifs, and then I was looking in here right on this Q1, and as you can see, like I can't see where's the range for the product list. I just press here randomly, and then Control arrow key left, and then left, and then until I find this product list, and then highlight this one and comma and one. So edit this one and this one. Okay, same similar issues that we have before. As you can see, like this one, you have to keep on. You have to be aware of the locking mechanism. So we would like to lock this one, since all the list of products is always consistent within column A. So lock column A. So we also have to lock the column A in the other tab. But for this one, AH, should we lock this one? Not right, because they are in sequence already. So I would like to make use of it. Therefore, I will just let it be. And if you can see like this dot and hover on it, and you will see like there's a crosshair. So drag here, and then you can also drag it, double click this one, this dot, or maybe like you can copy and paste, but it's similar to. And as you see, it's very neat and very fast, right? Now for the other one, for the how to replicate uh, this import range. For the import range, I will for example, like I just know this link. So import range. Wait, before we go to import range, we have to open this one, and we have to know the name of the tab, because it is necessary to know the name of the tab. Now go to import range, and then uh, parenthesis, then paste the link, and then parenthesis again, sales, uh, I mean, this is the exclamation mark, and then what was that again, A1, colon, and then what's the last column as well, AG, and then what's the lowest row number? It's 63. We could use 100 for future expansion. You see, yeah, similar, yeah. And that's how you could use it. Now you could also browse other examples in here, and you will see like all the functions are highlighted in red. You can just do trial and error as well, and then keep on reviewing all these notes because they are also some because they are also like maybe like some uh, maybe like there's nuances that I did not mention during this um, video call. But try after you review this tab, you have uh, please try answering these ones. This part 5, 6, and 8. And for this tab, similar thing that I did for in this sheet 8 for applying import range. And also, you can go back to this sheet for these two case studies. And for this one, this is the real world, right? Okay, this is the real world scenario. Like you will have only like these headers that I added. No, I added this ones because during interview there's none of it. Only the data. This one, and this one. But I just added this one so that uh, you will know how maybe like a format of how I create the data beforehand, and then you will have to keep on looking for the appropriate columns of all of these uh, table header. You will know further details of here, as you can see like this one. uh, 3PL on water, it's on here. As you can see, 3PL is the available units that are currently sitting in our warehouse. On water, it's intensity from supplier to our warehouse, and also the answer sheet. The other one I forgot to mention in here, but I would maybe I would like to add notes, but I just added an example on how to use like stacking functions. And just this is just an example on how I use of it and how I track. This is just like one of the KPI that I'm tracking. There are also multiple uses of it. Uh, this one is just very practical use of they are. It's just like a very basic using if, and as you can see, there's a lot of I mean like multiple ifs and just count if error as well. And it's just like as you can see like simple function can do wonders, and you can just do anything of it. And just reach out if you have any questions or maybe concerns or maybe like violent reactions. And thank you for watching, and that's all.